A Central Illinois congressman is starting out his freshman term. Congressman Eric Sorensen joins me now to talk about the work being done in Washington. Good morning.
Good to be with you, sir.
Good to have you here. Well, you're a few weeks into your first term in Congress. What have these past few weeks been like for you?
Well, certainly it has been about putting together the team, not only that we're going to need here in Washington, but it's the team that is going to serve the people, making sure that our offices are ready for constituent services, because we know that the need is there for people that need VA help, those that need help with their Social Security or Medicare. But then it's also working here in Washington to make sure that we're fighting for the people back in the district.
Well, now that you're in the House, what legislation or other projects are you working on?
Well, we've got to make sure first and foremost, even though the Democrats are in the minority, that we're fighting for the people of our districts. We have to make sure as we look forward at the debt ceiling debate that we don't default on our promises to pay our debts, and that we don't cut Medicare and Social Security. We have to understand that just last year and in the 117th Congress, the debt was decreased by $1.7 trillion. And so we have lowered our obligations, but we have to also understand that when we talk about the debt ceiling, that this is talking about real people. There are consequences to what happens. We have to make sure that the people, the hardworking people, not only in our district, but across the country, aren't paying the burden for the lack of solutions within Congress. That people aren't being burdened by the political inaction of Congress. And so I'll be standing up with the people in our district to fight for what they need.
Well, many top government officials are being investigated for having classified documents found in their homes. President Trump, President Biden, and now Vice President Mike Pence has been added to that list. What are you hoping comes from these investigations?
One of the things that we've got to understand here is that we've got to keep our everything secure. Okay, and what we've got to understand here as well is there's a difference going on. The former president did not want to give up the classified information that he had in his home, and so this is apples and oranges as far as I'm concerned. But it does shed light on the fact that we need to make sure that the most sensitive documents are kept secure, and I think this sheds a big light on it. And going forward, I hope that we'll move in a different direction.
Republican Congressman George Santos is under an ethics probe and criminal investigation now into a potential misuse of campaign funds and lying on his resume. You've been vocal about this, tweeting that you didn't understand why he was being allowed to be on committees, let alone be in Congress. Some Republicans have called on him to resign. Do you think that's enough, or do you think he should be removed from office?
Well, I can speak on behalf of the election that we had. I had earned the trust of the people that I now serve. And I did that through 20 years of being a public person. The people here, they understand who I am. They understand that I'm fighting for them. And they understood that when they went to the ballot box, that they voted for their trusted neighbor. And it concerns me deeply that we now have someone in Congress who cannot be trusted. He's not trusted by either side of the aisle. That concerns me because if we let that continue, it just opens the door for other fraudsters to be given a place in our government. And I am upset that he was given places and seats on committees, because I don't believe that he has earned the trust of the people that he represents. And so I'm really concerned going forward about that.
Well, before we wrap up this interview, are there any other topics I didn't ask you about that you would like to talk about?
Just that I get back to the district as much as I can. And I was proud in the past week to be in Bloomington Normal and to be at events in Rock Island and in Rockford. And while the office is here in Washington, the real work gets done in coffee shops, in the basement of churches, and you know, in our hometowns. And so, as soon as our legislative schedule and calendar here is over, I'll be right back to the district, and I can't wait to meet people and make them understand that I serve them.
Well, Congressman Eric Sorensen, thank you so much for being here this morning.
Thank you.
Very good to have you on, and we will share this full interview on our website. That is ciproud.com.